when people are looking for a project car, a lot of times the thing that will stop them right in their tracks is the lack of a title. And depending on the type of car that you're building, if it's going to be a race car or something like that, the title doesn't really matter. But if it's something you eventually intend on putting a tag on and sending it, people want to see a title. This is a problem that we had with the Junkyard Jet, in that I got the car without a title. It was bill of sale, and I passed it on to them like that. But they want to put it on the road, and they want to own it. They want to actually own the thing, like, legally. I don't do really anything legally.
Yeah, well, if it wasn't going on the street, it wouldn't have mattered.
It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter. Okay, so at any rate, they wanted to title it, so they had, actual ownership, could put a legitimate tag on it. A legitimate tag.
And insure it.
And insure it.
And insure it.
You guys are great. So, I want to go through all of the steps, right? So this way, somebody who's looking to buy a project car, and it doesn't have a title, right? I want you to take the fear out of that. So it'll just be like, sold.
Because
right?
this car is officially titled and registered.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go in your office, sit down, and let's go through the whole process.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Let's go in there. All right. So, I'm totally unfamiliar with this process.
Okay.
I've never even attempted it.
Okay.
So I guess I'm representative of the typical viewer.
Yeah, so I'll just explain it to you.
Well, let's start like this. What can't you get a title on?
Well, if you're doing this method, which is called the Vermont Loophole method.
The Vermont Loophole method.
First, I have to say, I'm not a lawyer. I can't give legal advice, but I can tell you how I filled out this form.
Okay.
So, the Vermont Loophole method works on anything 15 years or older, and that's rolling.
Okay. Which sums up pretty much everything we're going to cover. Yeah.
So anything in 2022 right now that doesn't have a title, anything older than 2007 and older can be registered by bill of sale only in the state of Vermont.
Okay.
And the way this works is that Vermont does not require... Why this works is because you do not have to be a Vermont resident to register a car in Vermont. This is straight from their website. You don't need a Vermont license to register in Vermont as well.
Okay. So now, lots of people, I can hear them in the comments, it's a scam!
No.
These guys they're going crazy, they're looking at the federal prison!
No, Vermont purposely leaves this open.
This is from the DMV, vermont.gov,
yes.
Okay? So this is not a scam, it's not a workaround, this is totally, absolutely legit.
The catch to this is that it will not work on stolen vehicles, and it will not work on anything that has had a salvage title.
Okay, so that's important.
Yeah, it won't work on anything that's been totaled.
Well, if it's totaled, it's okay as long as it was never issued a salvage title.
As long as it was never issued a salvage title.
Right, so if you've got a car that's a wreck and you're going to put it back together again, it doesn't matter as long as it never got a salvage title.
Yes.
If it hasn't been reported, you're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can check that.
Now it's a salvage title. What if a car is in a junkyard? You buy a car out of a junkyard.
Junkyards are going to be kind of hard to get a car from, not modern ones, because the VINs are white. So you really most of the time can't buy a whole car from a junkyard because the VIN no longer exists. So they're not usually going to let you walk out with a whole car.
All right, well let's say now we're talking about somebody who's going to buy something from the 80s or 90s or the 70s or 60s out of a junkyard.
Okay. As long as they're able to sell you the car and it has a VIN, as long as it doesn't have a salvage title, it's fine.
Okay. Now, what inspection do they do? How do they confirm that the car isn't stolen or anything like that?
They have a couple methods. On cars, it's not required. They have a VIN verification, which is in this pile here. It says right here, VIN verifications in Vermont. So, VIN verifications are not required on any vehicle, like a car, older than 15 years. But they are required on motorcycles. So if you're going to have a motorcycle titled through this process, you absolutely need to do the VIN verification. And that's this form right here.
Okay.
So the VIN verification works out of state is that you fill out this with your information, and then you have to have a cop or an authorized person at the DMV or whoever sign off on it. But since we did a 15 or older year car, we didn't have to do this. So if it's a car, this is not necessary.
Okay.
But what you can do to check to see if anything's been totaled or if it's stolen is a NICB. You can just Google that and it'll let you run whatever VIN number and it'll come back if it's been stolen or reported salvage.
Now, it used to be that when a car was reported stolen, it stays on the hot sheets for like 7 years or 8 years?
That probably depends on the state.
Okay. So that's something you definitely want to look into. You know, if you're buying a car, you know, just title, you may want to go to your state because they're all different.
Yeah.
Right? Like Tennessee here is a Department of Safety, but you want to have them run the VIN and make sure it's not on the hot sheet. Now, if a car was stolen, let's say in the 1970s, 1980s, it's not going to be on the hot sheet. The statute of limitations on that varies from state to state, but it's not eternal. You know, they can't just keep records forever and ever and ever. So, but that's an individual state thing. You want to look into that. All right. So now you've filled out this paperwork and you've sent it in.
Okay. So the thing is about the paperwork. This is not, like I said, this is not necessary. This VIN verification is not necessarily needed unless it is 100% needed if you're doing a motorcycle.
Okay.
But not for a car.
Okay.
But that's why I bring it up. You're going to try to do it with a motorcycle, you need that.
Okay.
So that's done. So this is the documentation that Vermont requires to register a car that's older than 15 years. This form is called VD119, and that's a Vermont registration form. And the other form you need is VT005, which is bill of sale.
Okay.
So you need those two forms filled out, as well as the taxes. I can get to that in a minute. So this is your VT or VD, yeah, VD119 form. This is pretty standard, but a lot of people mess this up. So you want to fill in your info here, your info there. It'll say right here for a Vermont license number. Obviously, if you're registering out of state, you won't have a Vermont license. Mm-hmm. So you would just write your license number, and then afterwards put in the two-letter abbreviation for your state. So you would do that. If you have a co-owner, you would fill that in. Let's see here. You would not have any other Vermont info. Then the seller's info. So you would need the seller's name, seller's address, signature of the seller, and the date that it was that the vehicle was sold. Then you would go down here, and this is where a lot of people mess up. People who are trying to get a title in Vermont, or trying to get a title for a car with no title through this method, will sometimes check title only. Title only is for vehicles that are newer than 15 years. If you do this, they're going to kick it back.
Okay.
An exempt title, that's Vermont's verbiage for an antique plate in any other state.
Okay.
That is only to Vermont residents. So if you check that, they'll kick it back to.
Okay.
You're looking for new registration.
New registration.
You're registering brand new in Vermont.
You just saved anybody who's going through this.
It really sucks to wait weeks and then get it kicked back because I want the title. You don't live in Vermont. The car's not new enough to get a title. Yeah. So you check new registration. You fill out this info here. This is the car info. So VIN, make, model, all that. When it comes to body type right here, number of doors. So like 2-door, 4-door. It's easy. White, the color, nothing super crazy. Just white, gray, black, whatever you want to put. You'll obviously be checking used here. So, and what kind of fuel it runs on. Gas. You put nothing here. This is only for big trucks. So that's why I just wrote don't here. Okay. You don't put anything there. That's for trucks. You also don't put anything here. This is for, I think, lien holders. This is for if you trade it in another car. So another place where people mess up is on the value here. This is where things get a little confusing too. So I know this is long-winded.
No, it's not. This is great information for somebody who's looking to do this.
Yeah, but see the thing is here is that the purchase price and the NADA value or equivalent. It doesn't have to be NADA. It just has to be a reputable source. But most cars that we look at here in the shop, at least, like American muscle cars, are going to be in NADA. Mm-hmm. And this is what I'll get to that. But the value of each needs to go here, and the taxes are calculated based on the higher amount.
Okay.
So if the NAD value exceeds what you paid for the car, then you would pay taxes on the higher value. And Vermont sales tax on cars is 6%. So if we're saying right here, the $1,400 is the higher value, 6% of $1,400 would be $84. So that would be the taxes that you would pay on the car to Vermont. Registration fee, there's two fees. Registration for a car in Vermont right now is $76. Okay. For a motorcycle, I believe it's 48. It's $48 for a motorcycle. Okay. So for a car, $76. You would add up the taxes. You get a total of $160, and that's how much you pay to register the car. Okay. And
so you fill this out and you send them a check.
Yeah, you can send them check or money order.
Or money order.
I did it by check because if the check clears, that's how you know you did it right before you actually get the place. If the check clears, that means that it's been processed. Yeah. Right. And just another thing to mention: this form is you can fill it out online, and they run these through a machine. If you handwrite this, then it's going to take longer to get back to you. So it's better to fill it out on the computer if you can.
Somebody will have to manually.
Somebody will have to manually look at it, and they can. It's just easier to run it, through the computer, if you can.
So what's the name of this form if they want to look this up online and do this online?
This is VD119.
VD119.
Yes.
Okay.
No, that's right there. VD119.
Okay. So now you filled that out and you sent them their check, and the check cleared.
Well, you have another form to fill out.
Another form to fill out.
You actually have to send like a packet of stuff, but bill of sale. Okay. These are the only two forms required to fill out to register a car in Vermont, an older car. I mean, this is pretty obvious. I mean, this is bill of sale, seller info. You don't worry about that. I mean, like, as long as your car is not salvage or anything, if it's salvage, it's not going to work anyway. So you wouldn't check anything here. And then the seller info and you. And then odometer disclosure. It kind of bled through. But either way, this is the vehicle information, the miles, whether or not, most cars that, we mess around with have got 5-digit odometers. Right. So it's going to exceed the mechanical limits. And then you just fill out seller information and it's a pretty straightforward bill of sale. Okay. So there's not a lot of trickery there. This is where the trickery is at.
Okay. So anybody who's considering doing this, go back and watch this again before you fill, because that would have fooled me. I would have filled that out wrong.
Yeah. I'm a paralegal, so this kind of stuff I mess with a lot. But on top of these forms, you have to print out one more thing to send with the packet, and that is the actual page showing the NADA value. And this is just taken off of my phone. So this shows the values of the car. You see 71 Plymouth Valiant prices, 4-door. This is actually for the Jet. This is the same thing. So original MSRP was $2,392.71.
Right.
So that would have been like 20 grand a day almost, probably. Low retail. I mean, if they think the taxes are too low, they'll kick it back, and they'll be like, try a different amount. You can pretty well get away with writing for the low retail.
Yeah.
But you need to send this form. They will look at this form to see where you got that number. So you need to send this with it.
Okay. All right. So now you've sent these in, and you sent your check, and you found out that your check cleared. What happens next?
In the mail, you will receive a set of Vermont plates, 2 Vermont plates. Because they do front and back license plate. Okay. And you will receive, you'll receive plates first, and then you'll receive the registration document and the sticker to put on the plates, and your car is legally registered, ready to go to the street.
Okay.
But if you want to,
but now at this point, you don't live in Vermont.
Most state laws are going to require you to change the plates over.
Right, so basically now at this point, you've registered the car in Vermont, it has a Vermont title, it has Vermont plates and everything, and now you're just gonna go to your motor vehicles, here in Tennessee, let's say, and just hand in that information and register it as a Tennessee car.
And speaking of that, I would bring this form with you. This just shows that Vermont does not issue a title for vehicles older than 15 years. It says right here, no Vermont certificate of title will be issued for the following. Any vehicle, vessel, ATV, or snowmobile more than 15 years old based on calendar year.
Oh, okay.
So if most of the time your state DMV is going to know, okay, this is Vermont registration. They don't issue titles for old cars.
Okay.
And they'll swap it out.
A lot of states used to not do that.
But if you bring that with them, that is what Vermont says. Like, they can't
All
refute
right.
that.
So just to clarify then, Vermont will not give you a title,
No.
but they register the car in your name and you've got the plates in your name and all of that. And then because it's legally stated that Vermont does not issue a title, just a registration,
They don't issue titles on vehicles 15 years
older than
old.
15 years old.
Newer than that, they do.
Okay. But the point is, you're gonna get just a registration.
The registration for a 15-year-old car in Vermont also doubles as a title.
Right. Only it's not officially a title.
No, it is.
You confuse
In
me.
Vermont.
In Vermont, it's
it
a
is.
title,
It
right.
is the title in Vermont.
But in other states,
In other
it's not.
states, it's the equivalent of a title.
Right.
So if you go to the DMV and turn in that registration, the state that you live in will print off a clean new title
They'll flip it back as a title.
as a title.
Okay. And this is, now you've done this, it's all complete?
Yeah,
You've got, where are the Vermont plates?
they're in the mail with the check cleared.
Oh, okay. So, that's it. You've done this whole process, you officially own the car?
Yeah, it is officially titled and owned.
That is awesome. And this is called the Vermont Loophole. Now, I know there are other ways to do this. There are companies that offer the service. and-
Yeah, the companies will charge $500 to do this. Easy.
Right.
I've
And this
seen-
is something anybody can do.
Yeah, as long as you can fill out the paperwork.
Yeah, if you follow the instructions, what he just gave you here, this is foolproof. They did it. Done. And how much was the total cost on this?
$214.10 stamp.
How do you beat that?
It's the cheapest way. Trying to get it through Tennessee is a nightmare. Trying to get a lost title.
Oh, you have to bond it.
You have to bond it, and it's not a clear title. It's not the same.
Right. Well, in Tennessee, one of the things they do is all states have a version of this, but if you buy a car that doesn't have a registration or a title, you can get a state-issued VIN for the thing. So let's say you build a car yourself, you bring it to the Department of Safety, which is the Tennessee State Troopers, and they'll inspect the car, make sure there aren't any stolen parts on it, things that have altered numbers or disguised numbers or numbers that come up on a hot sheet. And as long as it's all clean and it meets the basic requirements of being a car, they'll give you a state-issued title, which is like a foil tag that you put on the car. But that's just another way to skin the cat.
Yeah, I mean, it took like a week? I guess it was a week. I put it in the mail, and a week later, it's like, oh, the check cleared. Okay, so.
All right. Well, guys, there you go. Don't be afraid of anything that doesn't have a title as long as it's more than 15 years old. This is 1000% straight up legit.
It's legal.
You couldn't possibly be more legal. And you can do it all yourself. You don't need a title service or anything like that. Any type of,
The Vermont DMV is known as America's DMV.
America's DMV.
They know about it. They leave it open because they make so much tax money off of it.
God, I can imagine.
Yeah, they know about it, and they purposely leave it open.
Nice. Oh, there you go. I hope you got something out of that. Yeah?
Yeah.
I know they got something out of that.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Better.
See you tomorrow.